87%. Yeah, that's the percentage of all real estate agents that get in the business today that'll be gone in 2 years. Let me tell you something. Why is there so much turnover in real estate? Because it isn't easy. And because most people don't know exactly what they need to do to get to the next level. Now look, regardless of whether you're brand new to the industry or you're a team leader, you've got 40 people on your team and you just want to get to the next level. If you're doing 10 transactions a year, you want to get to 25. You're doing 500 transactions a year, you want to get to 1,000. You're at 1,000, you want to get to 10,000. Let me tell you something. You need the right coach. Why? Because Club Wealth is the only coaching company on the planet that will literally guarantee that you will double your income or make at least an extra $100,000 your first year coaching with us, or we will give you 100% of your investment back. This is for people of all levels. Click the link below, sign up for the appropriate tier level, and let's get you a strategy session today. And I promise you, I 100% guarantee you, promise you, that you will walk away with a heart full of gratitude for the time that we took for you because you got so much value out of that call. Schedule your strategy session today. I promise you'll be glad you did.
Sign up for a strategy session at clubwealth.com/strategy session.
Kelley, Mahoney.
Hi, Michael. I just got a call from Club Wealth about the meeting.
That's awesome. Good. I'm glad to hear that. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing really well. So let me do this. We're just going to start right away, and I'm going to give you the heads up on kind of what we're going to do. It's going to be super short. It's going to be a Club Wealth TV short, we call them. So it's a short version of Club Wealth TV. And essentially, I'm just going to ask you some questions about your youth and leadership experience, what the youth and leadership has done for you, and what coming to the Club Wealth events does for you now, and where your life is headed, and just a little bit more about you. So,
all right, perfect.
Recording. And so let's just jump on in, shall we?
All right.
All right. So welcome everybody. Michael Hellickson here with Club Wealth Coaching and Consulting, the #1 coaching and consulting company in the real estate team and brokerage space. That's a mouthful. Hey, we're doing Club Wealth TV shorts today. I'm here with Kelley Mahoney. And can I just tell you, this young woman is something special. Let me tell you, Kelley has come through the Club Wealth Youth and Leadership Program. She's been a member of that program for a long time. She's graduated that program now. It's designed for ages 12 to 18 years old. And I got to tell you, the people and the quality of the individuals that have come through the Youth and Leadership Program never ceases to amaze me. Both of my kids went through the program from the time that the program was created. All the way until they were 18 years old, both my kids went through it. And I believe that, Kelley, were you one of the original? I want to say you were also in that original group, weren't you?
Yeah, I was in the original group from the very beginning when we created the mission statement and everything to where it's going now.
I love it. And now you guys are leading it. Now you guys
Yes.
are in, and you're sharing what you learned with those young people, and you're helping them follow in your footsteps. And I just got to tell you, I am constantly amazed and impressed at what you guys have become and who you've become as adults, and kind of where it's been taking your lives. So first and foremost, we're going to get to where you're at in your life now and momentarily. For now, what I'd like you to share with us is, tell us a little bit about the Youth and Leadership Program. Tell us what you got out of it, why it was important to you, how it helped you in your life, and then tell us where you're at now.
All right. So my spiel, anytime I've ever talked about the Youth and Leadership Program to anybody, was always that it teaches you the skills that high school and regular schools most of the time neglect to teach you. So we're talking everything from financing to starting your own business, the real estate world, investing your money, what to do with your money, how to make it work for you. We talked a lot about passive income and how you can start at a very young age, or even just simply working at your own business, even if you're just mowing lawns for somebody and using that money to make it work for you and eventually be successful in any path in your life. Obviously, we kind of geared a little bit more towards real estate because it is for Club Wealth Coaching Company. But at a side point, we really focus it on doing it for the individual youth so that they can be successful in any single path they choose, whether it is a school or a college, or even if they want to go into real estate or financing or mortgaging, everything like that. It's just been a very life-changing experience. I always tell the funny same story about how I got into it. I was just a young kid that wanted to go to Disneyland because that was the first event that my mom was going to with Club Wealth. And now I spoke at the last conference in front of over 500 people that were there. And it's put me light years ahead of all my closest friends and family. And I can just help share those values that I learned from Club Wealth to them to help them be successful as well.
I love it. And your confidence level is through the roof. I mean, holy cow. I remember you used to be such a shy young woman. And
Oh my gosh. I
like,
wouldn't speak up on any of our meetings. I would just sit back. I would raise my hand. I was scared. And now I'm helping run it with our awesome team of leaders right now.
I love that. I mean, just watching you blossom has been so amazing. And by the way, your mom is amazing too. You know, and the apple does not fall far from the tree there. That's for sure. But you know, it's just been so great to see your transformation. And you, look, you have always been a wonderful young woman. But man, to see you, and you know, it's interesting. I'm just as I'm saying this, I'm also thinking about Amber Santa Ana, and I think both of you prior, you know, back, you know, 6 years ago, you guys were both just very, very shy, very reserved, and you are both just super outspoken and confident today, and just like unafraid of whatever the world has to throw your way. And I couldn't be prouder. I just love seeing this. And by the way, I love what you said about the, you know, the youth and leadership program, and how, you know, it's not just about real estate or real estate related stuff. It's really about whatever walk of life, you know, people are after, and whatever they want to be successful in. It helps kind of, you know, bring that together and kind of help you formulate a game plan for how to be successful with whatever your endeavors will be going forward. So on that note, tell us what you're doing today. I'm curious as to what your current goals are, and what's next for Kelley Mahoney.
All right. So currently I am working on my mom's team. I've been doing a little bit more admin stuff for her right now. But the goal is to have a few closed transactions upcoming before BSM 2023. I also am I just started renting a place over by where I go to school. I am in college as well right now.
Oh,
so
wow.
The schedule's a little busy. But I do, one of the things I learned in youth leadership was how to manage my time and make my time as well work for me. So I've been balancing being in a recreational group. I've been balancing being a full-time student in college. I'm renting a place because I was able to save enough money and use my money to work for me. So this way I will be leaving the nest shortly over here. But I used all my money to work for me, and then I'm continuously using that with having my monthly expenses all laid out, using credit cards to be an asset to me, not a liability, and just using everything to my advantage that I learned in the youth and leadership program. And it all started from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens, which was the book that we started with. And if you haven't read that book and your kids haven't read that book, give that to them. They'll whine about it. They'll whine about reading it, but I promise you, it's funny, it's engaging, and that's where it all started for me right now.
Yeah, it's a great book. And you know, what's interesting to me is you guys didn't just like read it at the event or whatever. You guys were reading it leading up to the event. You were reading it after the event. You guys were sharing stories about it. Like it was neat to see how you guys devoured that book. And I know that today I was just talking earlier about you guys, and I found out that today you have plans to select the next book.
Yes, we have our first meeting today to start prepping because we're about 90 days out from the event. So we have our first meeting today to get everything going and make it the best event it can be for everybody.
Well, I'm excited about that. I've got a suggestion, and you guys obviously, I don't have involvement in your curriculum. You guys get to decide all of that. Here's the suggestion I have, though. There's a book that I've been reading, and I know if you could just like slide it into the list so that you guys can decide if it's maybe one you might be interested in. But I'll tell you, there's a book called The Power of One More by Ed Milet. I've been reading it. I've actually read it already, and I'm going back. I'm reading it a second time now. And we're reading as a family, and I've got my team reading it. And I got to tell you, it's super powerful. It's an easy read at any age level. And honestly, I think you guys, I think the youth and leadership program would do well to take a look at that particular book. But anyway, that said, so what's your 5-10 year goal? Where do you see yourself 5-10 years from now?
So 5 years from now, I see myself having graduated college and using real estate as a tool to help propel myself, specifically with the passive income, have a few rental properties of my own. This way I can also focus on what my major is right now, which is actually not real estate related. However, so my major right now is communication disorders, which is basically going into speech pathology and stuff like that. But it's also a huge asset when it comes to real estate, because I've been working on a lot of deaf and hearing studies, and a lot of our clientele is people with disabilities. And with this major, it'll really help me gear my agency and profession towards helping them and being able to communicate with them, as well as finding them the perfect home or helping them sell their perfect home.
Wow, very cool. It's interesting. The first thing that went through my mind when you said communication disorders was, do you mean pretty much every real estate agent that doesn't know how to communicate? Sorry.
Quite literally. I could honestly, it goes into downright basic public speaking as well.
Really?
You can use it for anything. So I've been studying like the specific speech sounds and stuff like that. But as well as that, you have to have the kind of confidence in that profession to be able to help people. And it could be a future real estate agent that recently just lost their ability to speak, or like wants to learn better, and I could easily help them with that.
I love that. What a great major. That's interesting. Very cool. Good for you. And I love that you're
honestly,
buying rental properties. Yep.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a tougher major in terms of not a lot of people think about it, but it's so versatile. I can use it for quite literally anything with that major.
Yep. No, that's great. I love it. That's awesome. All right. So tell me, so you're going to be buying some rental properties.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So where are you buying rental properties, and when are you going to be closing on your first one? What's your drop dead date for closing on your first one?
I don't have a first rental property yet. I was looking into maybe hooking up with one of the other people in Club Wealth. I know that a lot of people buy from Donnie Morrow in Tennessee or somewhere else that's a little bit lower of a price point, as opposed to New York. New York is pretty expensive for one of those. But with that being said, I was looking to basically find a rental property, maybe even hire a property manager for it, and then just use that passive income to propel my next rental property after that one. So that's the 5-year goal. I haven't quite figured out all the steps to get there, but I know I got a lot of people and a lot of resources to help.
Well, I'm going to give you a suggestion on a potential first step, or a possible first step. Start looking for opportunities. You and I can talk offline about kind of our buy box. And if you find opportunities in my buy box, then, so basically the parameters within which we buy properties, when you find those opportunities, we'll cut you in on a piece of the equity. I'll put up all the money, and, you identify the property, I put up all the money, you participate in equity and cash flow. So that's one opportunity. And I'm sure there's plenty of other people that do the same thing for you. But all right, that being said, so here's my last couple of questions for you. So number one, what would you say to parents considering sending their kids to youth and leadership, or bringing them to the event and having them participate in youth and leadership?
I would say the biggest thing is, no matter what happens, they're going to get one thing out of it, whether it's a friend who is in the same mindset as them that can help them be an accountability partner and propel them, whether it's just going to one of the main stages and hearing somebody that's crazy successful, that maybe a kid who doesn't have the confidence to move forward with anything because they're scared they won't be good enough, just seeing somebody that's done it and been there. For me, it's a 100%. You just have to do it once. Do it once, see where it takes you. There's we always have a really great lineup of speakers, gauging to every kind of audience, whether you're more of a shy kid, somebody's been there, done that. I was a shy kid at one point. My parents might disagree to that, but I was a shy kid at one point in Youth Squad. And then it takes you wherever your heart is set. It will help you get there, whether it's anything in the world. It doesn't matter if it's quite literally, if you just want to own your own landscaping business, you will find one piece of information there that will help you buy that property or buy that lawnmower, or just even something that will help you propel you and have somebody there to talk to you. Because every single time you make your friends, like I've had friends, like I talk about Mabel Anderson. She was one of my best friends. She was one of my first friends. We're still in contact to this day. She's always been there. We've always had the same goals, same mindset, and we just help each other propel into a successful life.
That's awesome. I love that. Okay. So now, what would you say to your mom?
I would say, thank you for inviting me to go to Disneyland. That is the exact phrasing I would use, because I tell this story all the time. My mom was going to her first Club Wealth event. It was over in Anaheim, California, which for us New Yorkers is a little bit far, but my mom was like, oh, it's walking distance to Disneyland. You want to come? I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, well, I don't want you to be home, like be in the hotel by yourself. Maybe you could help out and stuff. And that moment that I first helped out with the Club Wealth event, I was staff. It was amazing. And that was the first time I got to walk into that room with all the big shots, as I called them, the Madison Hellicksons, the Amber Santa Annas, the Austin Hellicksons, and I was scared. But the fear propelled me forward to where I am now. So I would say, thank you, Mom, for inviting me to go to Disneyland.
I love it. That is fantastic. All right, good stuff. And finally, message for the kids that are thinking about participating in youth and leadership.
I would say, you just got to jump. You just got to leap forward. We will catch you. I promise. Nobody's going to let you fall, but if you fall, we'll help you fall forward and continue. So it's a life-changing experience for me. It always has been. Every single time, even knowing what the speakers are going to be, I still am shocked and surprised by what I learned. So just take the leap. We got you.
I love it. That's fantastic. All right, good stuff. And Kelley, is there anything else you'd like to share today before we wrap up today?
I would just say, just do it. I mean, there's nothing else that will help you as much. I mean, my high school, they didn't teach me anything about financing or about even just being knowing what it takes to be a leader and to help others forward. I learned none of that in high school. And everybody groans about high school taking all these science and math classes, but that's not what's going to help you in the real world unless that's your major specific thing that you want to do. So just take the leap and go for it. It was literally, it sounds like I'm like saying it as a joke. It was life-changing. Like every single conference I've been to since then, being on the leadership squad and helping make these conferences, it helps me in everything that I do. Everything, including presenting for classes, or giving me the confidence to be on this video right now. So it's helpful in any way. I would, if you have the opportunity and you have the money to do it, 100% go for it.
I love it. Oh my gosh. What a great episode of Club Wealth TV Shorts today. Seriously, Kelley, thank you so much. Give your mom a hug for us. We love her. She's amazing. We love you. You are absolutely an amazing young woman, and so glad to have you involved in the Club Wealth family. And I will see you in October for BSN.
Yes. Yeah.
Right on. All right. Have a great day, Kelley. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Yeah.
You bet. All right. Bye-bye.
87%. Yeah, that's the percentage of all real estate agents that get in the business today that'll be gone in 2 years. Let me tell you something. Why is there so much turnover in real estate? Because it isn't easy. And because most people don't know exactly what they need to do to get to the next level. Now look, regardless of whether you're brand new to the industry or you're a team leader, you've got 40 people on your team and you just want to get to the next level. If you're doing 10 transactions a year, you want to get to 25. You're doing 500 transactions a year, you want to get to 1,000. You're at 1,000, you want to get to 10,000. Let me tell you something. You need the right coach. Why? Because Club Wealth is the only coaching company on the planet that will literally guarantee that you will double your income or make at least an extra $100,000 your first year coaching with us, or we will give you 100% of your investment back. This is for people of all levels. Click the link below, sign up for the appropriate tier level, and let's get you a strategy session today. And I promise you, I 100% guarantee you, promise you, that you will walk away with a heart full of gratitude for the time that we took for you, because you got so much value out of that call. Schedule your strategy session today. I promise you'll be glad you did.
Sign up for a strategy session at clubwealth.com/strategy session.